All right, welcome to the channel. I'm going to start making videos every single day and just outlining the things I learn, what I am learning as I'm going in the journey, and basically taking and giving what the main takes I can find and distilling it down into the simplest concepts I can. My goal is to basically make it as simple to understand as possible. And I'm going to go over everything. So, been in business for years, worked in so many different industries, worked with so many different clients. I'm going to try to break down everything as much as possible and share to the masses over here, and hopefully it benefits anybody that comes in and watches these videos down the line. Also, a part of the documentation process for me. So, first things first, I want to talk about sales because sales is the most important thing imaginable. If you don't have sales, if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to close, then there's zero chance that you'll actually be able to succeed in any business. Anything you do is sales, whether it be face-to-face sales, whether it be sales with direct response, with copy or whatever it is. Uh, Sales is probably the most important thing you can learn. And what I want to talk about is in-person sales. I've done in-person sales for years and years. I've sold $400,000 deals, $500 deals, $20,000 deals, $100,000 deals, millions in sales over the last decade. And I'm going to try to distill my two of the most important things I feel when it comes to sales and how you can go ahead and implement them. So the very first thing about sales is that sales is not as much as science as much as it is art. So this is why people develop what is the most important thing in sales is a sales personality. So a lot of the times people will try to make a script and they will try to follow that script in a robotic way. That is a very, if we have a spectrum and science is on the right and art is on the left, that is far right on the spectrum in terms of how we go about a particular skill. Sales is not that. Sales is more like a little bit on the middle to a little bit far left. So what I mean by that is the art aspect of sales comes in when you develop your sales personality. A lot of guys can just talk like extremely monotone and they can close deals really, really good because that fits their personality. A lot of guys can go on sales calls and they have a very extroverted personality. A lot of guys have a blend of the two. It's really a problem when you try to imitate other people that you cannot close deals. You need to go on enough sales calls that teach you how to actually close deals with the personality you have. This is the art part of it, and I have had a period of 100+ sales calls every day. I was taking 3 to 5 sales calls. I could not close a single one of them, and it was 100 calls in a row that I did not close a single dollar. And the only reason for that is because I was not closing to my sales personality. And those 100 calls were what actually set me up for the thousands and thousands of calls after that allowed me to close because I discovered my sales personality. I got the feedback. I understood that this is not what I should be doing. This is how I should be talking. This is where my tonality should be. This is what my actual pauses should be. This is the way I should showcase myself on the call. So sales personality, hands down, one of the most important things. The second thing is more of the science part of things, which is the actual script. I have never in my life used a script to a T. What is more important than the script, and this is a lot of people don't want to admit that or they don't even know about that, is the structure of the sales. The structure, how you structure the sales call. This could be anything. This could be in text sales letters. It could be in video sales letters. It could be in direct person. It could be on call. It could be over the phone. It could be on Zoom, whatever it is. The most important thing imaginable is the structure you go about it. Is it, a sales call, for a sales call to close, you just need the needs, the timeline, the actual decision makers, and their budget. If you have 4 of those things, you actually know it. So my way of going about it is if I were to follow a script, I would be extremely monotone, and what I would have issues doing would actually be closing the client because I was so close to the script. And when a sales call is happening, it's extremely nuanced. And what I mean by that is when that person is saying something, he's communicating so much information that there's no way a static script can encompass what they just said and have a response for it. There's zero chance of it. But if you have a structure in your sales script that you want to follow, which is not exactly word for word, but you have a general understanding of what it is, then you can take all the information that this person that just gave you, you can take it, you can make it your own, and then you can counter a response. So this is where the crux of the sales process is, because people think that they're going to be able to just have a robotic process that they get inputs from the client, they get it, and they spit out an output from the script, and the client's just going to magically close. That never fucking happens. And it's very, very important to understand that this process is the delicate dance of the sales process, which is the prospect says something, you actually process that information, you tell something that the prospect can understand through your personality, through the structure you talk, through your tonality, through your your ability to convey information. And these things is what is going to allow you to close. So these are the fundamentals, these are the principles. Then you can take it in any direction you want. There's spin selling, there's band selling, there's Sandler, there's all this type of stuff. But the principle is having a really good sales personality that suits you, and then having an actual structure for your calls that you can go and deliver. The way you want to picture a sales call, and this is the third and final thing I'll say, the way you want to picture a sales call or a sales process is your job there is to listen, identify information, and find the most key information. What you're doing is you're loading yourself up with ammunition. So when you go for your close, you have one shot, you aim it, and you use all that ammunition and you launch a bazooka basically at them that they actually absolutely cannot refuse as an offer, as a pitch, because you said it so well, you articulated it so well, you positioned it so well inside of them, inside of their head, that they can never say no to that. So summarizing, 3 things: develop your sales personality. It's going to be the highest ROI thing you can do. 2, as you develop your sales personality, you'll see common trends come up in the sales calls, and that will allow you to essentially build a structure for you to go on sales calls. And number 3 is learn to listen, learn to process information, learn to articulate the information that you're learning, and deliver it in a way that people will resonate with it and close with you. So I'm going to make these videos pretty much every single day. I'm going to try to keep it under 10 minutes. Hopefully this video gives you some value. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your grandma, whatever. And hopefully these come on more and more often.